shift. Spirit-led production. C-double-O-P. You don't want it. No storytelling, I ain't in the punchlines. We about winning souls, catch me on the front line. Scriptures by the bundle, call them sunshine.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to Unstrung Heroes. This is episode 2. Me, Bryce Washington, and we got Braxton over here.
Braxton Kern, what's up, guys? How you doing this week?
All right, so I guess we'll go ahead and jump in. Braxton, how was your week?
It's pretty good, man. Just got back from Texas. I was in the same time zone as you, and this week was a little different because I'm back in Michigan and lost an hour coming back, so it's always fun.
So you got a good taste of the nice Texas heat then?
Oh yeah, the nice humidity. You can just taste it in the air.
Oh yeah. Just imagine playing lacrosse during the summer there.
Dude, the whole time I was there, that's all I could think about is like, okay, if I played lacrosse here, I would die.
I must admit, it wasn't fun at times. Like I think like our first fall practice in high school, it would start like the first week in September. So we'd have like this couple of weeks in August to get ready, and then like our first week was September 1st, and then we're just like,
dude, yeah, no, that's crazy that you practiced during that time. Like, what time of the day did you practice that? Because there was like literally a time period in the day where I was like, there's no way I could run. There's like no way.
So during the fall, we would practice 4 to 6. So it's like practice would start off hot. It was still in hot, but the sun wouldn't be as high, so it wasn't as bad. But during the summers, like for summer ball, I remember sometimes we had like training. It's like the middle of the day. Like I remember one, like going into my senior year, I was playing on a team called Iron Horse. Or like we had a training camp from like I think it was like 12 to like 2 or 3, and then it's like the middle of the day, and you're just like, there's no way.
You guys probably needed some IVs out there, I bet.
Dude, the amount of water I drank was just ridiculous. Like, honestly, liquid IVs, if they were like a thing back then, I think everyone would just...
It would save you, yeah, for real. It's funny because it's like out there, by the time the temperature at sundown is the temperature in Michigan during the day.
Which is ridiculous.
And that's the crazy part. Yeah, that's insane. It's crazy.
But I'm glad you got a little taste of that. Now you understand what I went through. So
yeah, it was very fun.
While we're on the topic, let's go ahead and jump in our first subject.
Oh, yes.
All right, so travel ball. Is it worth it? So let's go ahead and start with you, Braxton. What are you thinking?
Obviously, it is definitely worth it in my opinion. Travel ball is probably the only thing that let me stand out as a recruit, I would say, and I think it's a key essential thing if you want to play in college for sure. I think travel ball is also not even just about. It's about being seen, but it's also about having fun because you get to play with new kids that some kids that aren't on your high school team, or some kids you wouldn't normally get to use, your skills with and stuff. And that's the fun part about it. You make great memories, and it's really expensive and stuff, and it's very time consuming, but I think it is a great investment. And I think that it's worth it in the end for sure.
So like, I guess like for me, I would say that there are parts that were worth it, but I definitely think there's just drawbacks in the sport of lacrosse as a whole when it comes to travel ball. Because it's like, if you're like anywhere, so if you're, I don't know, in the middle of the US, like that, if you drew like if you put like the US right here, drew like a line, like 2 lines down the middle, and you put off like California and then the East Coast, anyone in the middle, it just is really inconvenient for them. Because it's like the best tournaments that will get you recruited are going to be on these 2 sides. And then you have to travel back and forth during summer. So it's like for summers for me, I was like always traveling. And it's like I get it because like that's where all the like schools are. Like that's where all your D1, like all your major D1 schools, everything are like on the East Coast. So, obviously you're gonna have to travel to go play close to them. But I think like at the end of the day, it's just like, I don't know. I go back and forth because I just think about it all the time. Because like, yeah, I had a lot of fun during summer ball, but it was like, man, like traveling, like having to go all these different places, it was a good experience. But it was also like, man, like they still know where you're from. If you're not from like the East Coast or like somewhere where there's like, because both you and I come from not major lacrosse hubs, so it's like they see us and like, all right, well, will he be able to fit into this?
That's a very interesting point actually, because I remember all our team could like afford was a bus. We couldn't fly, but we had like a nice travel bus, but it was like 13-hour drives down to Maryland, down to Pennsylvania, and it's a lot of time, and I feel you on that part, and I definitely think that East Coast and West Coast are probably your greatest chance of being recognized, and I think that's a really good point. And I think for me though, I came from like a high school that was pretty terrible at lacrosse, so summer for me was like my real lacrosse season. My high school lacrosse season, I wish I could say was more competitive, but my team was just very low skilled, very low lacrosse IQ, which is just part of it. You know, you have to deal with it in high school. There's nothing you can do about it. Plus, you know, you want to get new kids involved. You want to get people to know the game and spread the game, and that's the whole point of it. And you know, it's something I always dealt with during the season in the spring, but I think that's why summer ball meant more to me, is because that's when I really got to play with like a team.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that also comes from the two different experiences we've had, because it's like
definitely.
It's like you play for, I mean, not no offense, but you didn't play for as like a good high school team as like your
no offense.
But it's like for no, full offense. But no, I mean, I guess it's like different for me, because it's like I played for like both my high school and my travel ball teams were solid, so it was like I got good experiences with both. But I can definitely see how that definitely carried over. You're like, okay, finally I'm in it. We're playing like competitive ball now.
It's my time to shine.
But like, yeah, I mean, I guess like for me, all the like the big recruiting places were on the East Coast, because like we would have showcases in Texas and like that, or like, you know, like showcase tournaments like with your team. And it's like we'd go to them, but it's like you would have like a couple coaches there, and it's like not even like the head coaches. Like they're like, oh yeah, Michigan's coming, Jacksonville, St. Joseph's, and it's like, you know, and then it's like they're not even like really paying attention, and then they're just kind of like there just to like honestly kind of say they're there. So it's just kind of like, yeah. Then it's, I don't know, it just kind of got annoying, because it's like you want to play your best at the times that you see those coaches, but whenever they're coming, and at least whenever they came to Texas, I didn't always feel like they really cared compared to like when I went to the East Coast, and I would still be on the same team, and it's like, okay, now they care.
Right. And the funny part is, like, you'll hit a sick goal or like a fucking good assist on them, and they'll be like right there watching. You don't ever get an email from them. You don't even get any questions asked, nothing. It's like, all right, man, come on.
No, and it's like, I know it was like crazy, because it's like my coach is like, oh yeah, no, they're gonna see you. I mean, they know what club team, you know, all this, I'll reach out and everything. It's like, I never get an email. It's like, right. So he saw me play, he saw me do this like obviously cool thing, and I never got like reached out. And I know there's like a lot of factors going into that, but it's like, you know, I just kind of wish they were more upfront about like that, with like, at least from a recruiting standpoint. So like for me, travel ball is always, it just seemed like so expensive, because I know there was like, I got chosen for certain teams, and I'd like look at the tournament, and it's like, all right, these are like, they're not really tournaments I'm gonna get recruited at, but then they're like, the team fees are like, I don't know, like $2-3 grand, and it's like, yeah, you get all this stuff, and I was like, I don't really need all this stuff for me to go to like a couple.
It's crazy.
It's like crazy.
Yeah, I agree. That's funny. I don't know. I think at summer ball, maybe it was a different experience for me too, because my team like probably went to a lot of different tournaments than your team. So I feel like we had maybe different summer ball experiences. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the best tournament you went to, but mine was probably Showdown at the Capitol, I want to say that's what it was called. It was in Washington D.C.
I've not even heard of that, actually.
It was in Maryland. I can't remember what it's called. I don't know if it's called that. I think it's something else. I have a shirt, but I can't remember what it's called for the life of me. But that was probably the best one I went to, just because it was in Maryland, and there were so many D1 coaches there. It was crazy.
I'm trying to think. Okay, if I'm correct, it was the best tournament I ever went to, I'm pretty sure it was Baltimore Summer Kickoff Session 1, and then Platinum Cup in California. Those are the two best I can think of. Yeah, so those are the two best I can think of. It was like crazy. You know, we're going there, like we're some Texas kids, and we're playing like Georgetown Prep first game, and you're just like like, yeah. I mean, we won. Like, it was just kind of like, you see all these guys, which is crazy. I guess like for me, like football's big in Texas, so you see these like huge guys all the time. They don't play lacrosse, they play football. But it's like we went and played Georgetown Prep, and so all the guys that would be playing football down south, they're playing lacrosse up here. So it's like all three of their starting defensemen were like 6'5", like 200. You're like It's
probably a
crazy,
wake-up
man,
call
because it's
right
like
there
you
for
get
Tech.
lucky if you can find a guy that big playing defense in like at least my part of Texas, and so it's like it was kind of like an experience for me, at least. I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know that you actually played on the West Coast because I only played East Coast. I never went to West Coast.
So yeah, so I played with Team 18 for one tournament, like my senior year. We played at the Platinum Cup in San Diego, and then I really bounced around because I played at like the Air Force Academy for Western Shootout, and then like I played a lot on the East Coast because like I was fairly new to lacrosse at the time. Like I'd started like travel ball and all that, but we just kind of jumped into it anyway because I was trying to get recruited. So I was just bouncing around because I never really like for us at least it was kind of figuring out where you need to go, and I just feel like a lot of times they don't always tell you where you need to go. They're just like this area in general is where you need to be. But like I went to like a tournament in Florida with my team. There was like no scouts. There's literally no scouts. So it's like
there was no scouts there.
Yeah. So literally, this was like my sophomore junior year, somewhere around there. But they were like, we're going to like it was FLG and 3D, and then we're like, okay, bro, like this is gonna be like this is y'all's time to shine. Like y'all need to do good here. And so like it's like Christmas break too, so like we just kind of turned that into like a vacation. And so we go to Orlando and we're going to this tournament, and everyone's like paid all this money to fly out and everything. We get there, not a D1 scout in sight, not D2. I think like there was like, okay, I'm wrong. There was one D3 scout, but I was like
one D3.
And it's like no knock on D3, no knock whatsoever.
No, right.
But it's like if you go to I'm coming from Texas to go to a tournament in Florida,
right?
A major tournament, and there's not a single coach there. What was the point of me going?
Yeah, I know that. I was thinking that too. Like, what's the point of spending all that money too?
But yeah, literally, everyone was so tight. I know I was tight. I was like, man, I thought I was gonna get recruited here.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, dude, it's crazy. But I think the recruiting game, just to wrap that up, just the travel ball, I think has its ups and downs. I think one thing we can talk about in a different episode is like showcases and like prospect days. But I think like in terms of just travel ball, I think it's a good experience to have because when you're with your team, you're playing with just kids you've already known. When you're with travel ball, you're playing with kids from everywhere. Like you get different, like you pick up on a lot of things. Because like I picked up on things in California that I didn't pick up on in New York, but I also picked up on things in New York that I didn't pick up down in like Florida. So it's like it's really different, which I appreciated the experience because I think it helped me get to the next level in terms of like lacrosse playing at the collegiate level.
For sure.
But that's my take on it. What about you?
I would say I would agree with you a lot, but I think for me, summer ball was like a chance to screw all the playbooks, I mean, we still had plays, we had plays that we ran, but it's like it's time to just actually play and have fun. And it was fun for me because I didn't know a lot of my teammates, like they were in schools around my area, but we all like at the end of the summer we were all basically friends. And that's the crazy part is you make friendships and stuff, and I still talk to a lot of my teammates, which is cool, and it's fun. And a lot of them didn't end up playing lacrosse, which is crazy, but that's how it goes. I think it's worth it in the end. I think it's worth to go out and experience that, even if it does cost a little bit of moolah. You got to spend it. You got to get your name out there, try to get recruited.
So I don't know if I think we've talked about this before, but I'm going to ask you again just for the podcast. So did you get recruited? So with the school you ended up with, did they recruit you playing from summer ball?
Actually, no. That's an interesting point. I had a lot of D3 and D2 offers from summer ball. I didn't really have any D1 offers.
Okay.
But I didn't really like any of the schools. I wanted a good degree, so that's why I chose U of M Dearborn, because I'm going to get a Michigan degree. And I contacted them, and then once I contacted them, they were interested in my film, and they were like, we want to have you on a visit. Okay. So it's kind of interesting because I feel like for U of M Dearborn, at least now, they don't really look local at all.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. They don't look local at all. They look out of state only, really. And that's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I'm not like mad at it. It brings in a lot of diversity to the program. Kids kind of bounce off each other, but I guess like for me at least, I didn't get recruited from my film, or not. No, from my travel ball team either. Dearborn
Yeah.
found me off like a website. I hadn't updated the film in like since like my sophomore year, but that's how they found me. So like, I was literally like I had like sophomore film there, and then they're like, all right, let's go. And I was like, okay. But
and then you show them junior film, they're like, whoa, god.
They're like, oh wow, that's crazy, man. But yeah, so like travel ball, I did get recruited. Like I had like offers I had like 3 offers total.
Mm-hmm.
One of them being D2, and then Dearborn, and then like a D3 school. So it's like, yeah, I did get like emails here and there. Like it wasn't like I wasn't getting recruited, but it's like the ones that I really wanted to go to Dearborn like felt right to me, and that's where I ended up choosing. So at the end of the day, I'll say it was worth it because I did get like a lot of recognition from different schools, but I would still say I would be hesitant about like the way you do it and like the teams that you choose to play for.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. The team that you play for matters a lot.
It does.
I know in Michigan, Juice Cherries, if you're on Juice Cherries, you're going to get recruited. You're going to get offers just because you're on Juice Cherries. And that to me is crazy because it's just a team. But I mean, obviously you have to try out, it's not like you just walk on, but like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy how much a name can do for you, and I feel like that's a big part of lacrosse. Is like
I was really about to say that. Like at the end of the day, a lot of lacrosse is who you know and who you play for.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I've literally, bro. We've seen kids that you're just like, bro, like how'd you get here? But it's like at the end of the day, you gotta just like look back where they came from. And that's like, so I don't even want to knock them, like take a knock on them, but I feel like that's legit how it is. It's not even just lacrosse either. It's across the board with sports. Where it's just like, all right, who do you know? We can get you here. I know this coach. So, and that's the way it is, and that's not really gonna change. But like, we can still talk about it.
Yep, that's how it goes, I guess. All right, so I think that does it for our main segment for travel ball. Is it worth it or not? Yes, and this week it is Bryce's turn for song of the week. So we're gonna check his song out right now. Come on in this house. It's gonna rain.
So hopefully y'all appreciated my pick for the week, Sunday Candies. It's been going in my head, buddy. It's been there for like, I don't know. I literally walked to class with it. I've like memorized all the words. It's like my favorite song right now. So like 2 weeks from now, we'll have a banger. We'll have another banger. But like, we'll be up next week. So you gotta follow that.
Okay, already hyping it up. I like it.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
But anyway, so we regret to inform you on these PLL picks that we went 3 for 1. We had a loss.
Yes, almost perfect. And I didn't even realize, honestly, last week that we picked the exact same picks, but it's crazy that the Redwoods bounced back so well, and I will never doubt my Woods again. So, I gotta, pause. All right.
Redwoods bounced back. I was really surprised. So I caught the highlights of the game, but I must say I was surprised. They must have seen our podcast.
I think that's what it was. We were like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" And then they were like, they saw our podcast and they were like, "Dude, you're right. We need to step it up."
I mean, we did say they need to step it up. They have the offensive firepower. They just need to shoot.
And I think they finally showed that.
Wait, so now that the NLL is done, do you think that all those players that are about to come back to Chaos's team are going to make Chaos significantly better again?
Yeah, I think it's going to have some sort of effect positively, obviously. And I think it's, man, that's another good topic for another episode.
Oh, dude, yes.
Because I don't want to get into it because I feel like it's going to take too long, but I think that's a good idea for another episode. All right, into the picks of the week this week. After going 3-1, we missed the first 2 weeks, right? This is week 4?
This is week 4, yeah.
Yes, okay, so week 3 for 1. This week, first game up, Redwoods versus Whip Snakes.
Bro, this is hard. This is really hard. Whip Snakes.
All right, I'm going Redwoods because I'm gonna believe in my
sticking
team.
to your gut.
Yeah, I gotta believe in my team, man.
Okay.
Okay. All right, game 2, Chaos versus Water Dogs.
Chaos.
Yeah, Chaos. The Water Dogs are having a rough go.
They are. And, it really sucks. And I know I said this before, but I really wanted Michael Sowers to be the leader. But I feel like he does. I'm going to say it again. He doesn't have anyone to really help him out that much.
I know. I don't know. I feel like the Water Dogs can come close sometimes, but they're just having a rough rough start.
I think really they seem to figure out how they want the attack and the midfield to kind of join together, because it's like he had 4 assists this last game, but it's like I think he really does need other people to help him finish. You know what I'm saying?
And they didn't even do too bad. You know,
no, they really didn't. They're
not that bad.
They're not a bad team. I just think they're still figuring stuff out on offense.
Yeah. Okay, third game, Cannons versus Chrome.
Chrome.
Yeah, Chrome as well. I don't know what happened to the Cannons last week, but
dude, I think the Archers was just that good. I think that's all it is.
I don't know. It might be, but 9-20 is pretty decisive. That's crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
I thought that game was going to be a little closer. I'm not going to lie.
I did too, but like, I'm also not surprised if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know. It's like you think that the Cannons could be that good, but then it's like when they don't,
yeah,
you're like, oh, okay.
All right.
And then the final game is Archers versus Atlas. That's a good one.
Oof. I'm gonna have to stick with Archers on this one.
I gotta go Archers too. I think they're too good right now. I think.
I don't want to like dog on them when they're hot. I feel like that's just such a bad move.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, I think that's gonna be a very interesting game.
But you know what is interesting? We have a game that we have 2 different opinions on, right? So one of us is obviously gonna either go.
Finally.
4-0.
I gotta go Redwoods, man. I think they're gonna do it. And plus,
no shame. I can't blame you.
Game.
But I'm just saying. I gotta go with the snakes on this one. They're very consistent.
Fair enough. Matt Rambo.
That's my dog. I just after watching him, like I just feel like you can't not rely on Rambo to do something during a game.
I know. I really don't like Matt Rambo. I don't like.
Dude, that's a G. You just mad he's a
so
terp.
Good. He's so good.
Terp gang.
All right.
Anyway, let's go ahead. All right, Braxton, take it away.
All right, we are going straight into random news of the week. This story is a banger. All right. So in Cambodia, a fisherman caught the world's largest recorded freshwater fish, and it's actually a giant stingray. And we're gonna input a picture of it here, but it is gigantic. It says that it measured almost 4 meters, which is 13 feet from snout to tail. And this thing is giant. It's absolutely giant. And it was caught by a local fisherman south of the Stung Treng in the northeastern Cambodia. I think it's pretty wild.
Okay.
This thing is absolutely giant, and it's also a freshwater fish. You didn't catch it in the ocean. It's freshwater.
That's man, how do you bro, like I can't imagine that he was ready for that, because like, you know, freshwater reels and like saltwater reels are so different.
I know.
Like,
and I want to know what line he was using to like be able to hold that thing.
If it's that big, there's no way that on a regular line for like for freshwater that it didn't snap.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it weighed 666 pounds.
Cap.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
We're gonna input the picture. Bryce hasn't seen it yet because he didn't know random news of the week. I kept it a secret from him, but we are gonna input the picture, and it's giant. This thing is insane.
Okay, so we'll take your word on it for now, but once I see the picture at the end here, then all
the viewers believe me right now because they saw the picture and they know. Okay. It's crazy.
And I'm gonna be looking dumb
some sort of like tarp or something. I don't think they got it out of the water. It's still in the water, it looks like.
I mean, that's totally. I believe it. I mean, how's he gonna bring a 600 fish out of the water?
600-pound fish, just pull it out of the water.
Yeah, like have you ever seen those like videos with you know, like black tip on Instagram?
Yes.
Like they get the flounders and they can't even bring, or the puffer. Was it flounders, right?
I think you're right.
Yeah, they bring them in and then they can't even take it out. They have to like use some tool because it's like legit metal. Like
I know, it's crazy.
Nah, I'd low-key do that though. Like, would you do that? I would do it.
I would. Oh, for sure. If I was with them, yeah. But I'm terrified of the ocean, low-key. God, I hate sharks.
Really? I don't blame you.
Scared of the ocean.
Is that like,
oh my God,
bro, you just need to go to the right ocean and then don't go, like, if you can't see too deep in the water, I can't say I recommend it, but like when you're actually out in the sea, like whenever I go fishing, like with my dad, like if like deep sea fishing, you can see, like you know there's a shark down there. But if you're in like you know, Gulf, like the Gulf, and you can't see, that's nasty. I don't blame you.
That's crazy. Yeah, I would definitely do that. I think fishing is pretty fun, but like I've never been fishing in the ocean actually.
You know, I'll just put a picture up here of me fishing, just so
Dude,
you can see my
I have
giant.
the perfect picture of you.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna input it.
We're gonna input it.
Input it right now. Right now.
I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna like I'm pointing right here. It's gonna be like right here. All right, but anyway, that's a good way to wrap it up. All right, thanks everyone for watching episode 2. Braxton.
Down. Let's go. All right, I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy our content and you want to like and subscribe, we would greatly appreciate that. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and those links will be in the outro. See you later.
Catch you later.
Peace.